Hey everyone, welcome to another render demo drawing tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to do a 1-point perspective. So, to get started, let's understand what two-dimensional objects are versus three-dimensional objects. So, two-dimensional objects, for example in this case, a circle, is drawn on a sheet of paper and only has a height that's in this direction and a width. Now, also a square. So I'll go and just draw a square shape. And again, we have a height, that's here, and a width across. Triangle, same thing. Got a height and a width. Three-dimensional shapes, we add depth to that two-dimensional object. If you take a sphere shape over here, you start with a circle and we have a height and a width, and we give it depth using these ellipses, you can see that it starts to produce volume. And if you take a square and you give a square, you have height, you have our height and width, and if you give it depth, like this, that gives us 3 dimensions. So we have our height, we have our width, and then we have our depth in that direction. And same for our triangle. We create a triangular shape this way. And so we have our height and width, and if we add depth to it, like that, then we can see our triangle becomes a pyramid. Let's start off our 1-point perspective tutorial by drawing a horizon line. And we're going to use our notes from my drawing book called How to Draw Drawing Basics. So if you want to get a copy of this, we have the step-by-step that you can follow inside. So what's a horizon line? So when you look out as far as you can see, a line is visible which divides the ground from the sky. This is called the horizon line. Although these lines appear in parallel, the lines do ultimately converge at the viewer's line of sight, their eyes. If the position of the viewer changes, so does the horizon line. So for example, if the viewer lays down and is on the ground, their line of sight and the horizon line will drop to below. So same thing happens if the viewer is high atop a tall building. The horizon line moves up as well. So a description of a vanishing point is parallel lines that appear to converge into the distance. If you're looking at a long continuous wall, it will eventually disappear or cease to exist, even though you know it keeps going and continues. Same for an object that the box over here, it doesn't actually extend to the horizon line, but the box's parallel edges do. And where they disappear or cease to exist is where you'll find that vanishing point. Okay, so 1-point perspective. So let's start off by drawing a horizontal line in the middle of our page, and this will be our horizon line. Okay, we will place the vanishing point near as close as you can to the center of that line. So this will be our vanishing point. Step 2, let's place a square centered directly over top of the horizon line. So not down here, but in between where the horizon line is. We're going to draw a square. Now I'm just going to use a ruler so that we can have some nice clean lines here. So I'm going to draw my vertical line there. I'm going to draw a lower horizontal line that follows the the line of the horizon line. And connect the top and then a vertical line to seal off that edge there. Okay, so now we have our two vertical lines, this one here and this one here, going in the up and down direction. Okay, step 3. What we're going to do here is we're going to go from our corners, so the 4 corners, we're going to draw lines to the vanishing point. And don't worry if you roll right off of that corner. That's fine. You can stop there or just go right off. I'm just going to head right off those corners like that. Okay, so these lines will make up the edges, the sides of our cube. So the next step is we'll draw a square, so the same horizontal and vertical lines here, back towards the vanishing point. So I'm going to pick a spot right about here, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line. So the same line as that right here. So we'll go like this and we'll meet where this corner goes. This is going to be the back corner of our cube. And this front corner on the right will be the back right corner. Then we'll draw some vertical lines up like that. So that'll meet this corner here. And then we'll come up with this one to meet, so the top right will be the back right. And then when we draw our top horizontal line, those should meet together. Let's darken the lines that connect the corners of the two squares. So this will make up the volume of the cube. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and kind of darken this here, darken this one. So these are the other edges of our cube. And then what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and erase these lines here so you can kind of see what this looks like without those lines that go towards the vanishing point. And you can see that our square turns into a cube with 1 point perspective. Okay, now if you want to see this even further, if I shade this a little bit, so that'll be that wall and that flat side of the cube over there going towards the vanishing point. For this next step, I would go and just draw some squares kind of randomly around your area here on the page and have some fun with it. So like for example, we can take a square from over here, and it doesn't even have to be a square. It could be like if you do like a rectangular shape like this, and then we'll go and draw those edges, those corners towards our vanishing point. And you can do whatever kinds of shapes you want here, if they're squares or any sort of like box shapes like that. And then over here we're going to do like, let's do like a long one. So I'll do my vertical line here. I'll do a horizontal line like that. And then if I draw a vertical line from here to there and then close this off, you'll see this box right here. And if we shade this, because this is our flat surface that we started off with. Okay, so that's our flat surface here. This right here will be the lower, so this here will be the lower part of our box, and then this will be the other side that's kind of going towards the back. And there you can see the volume right there. All right, so go ahead, have some fun, draw a few more shapes in space here, and have your lines going towards that vanishing point, and practice with 1 point perspective. Hope you like this video tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. That way you'll be updated with any new video tutorials that we have come out. All right, we'll see you guys all next time.